everyone, my name is Anastasia. I'm one of the members of the Barents Connection team, and today I invite you to have a walk with me around my hometown Murmansk. So let's start. Murmansk is the biggest city above the Arctic Circle. Nowadays there are about 300 people living here. Murmansk is also one of the largest ports of Russia. It stretches along the Kola Bay for more than 20 kilometers. It's amazing. The weather here is mostly nasty. Rainy, snowy, cold, foggy, but today we are very lucky to have such an amazing sunny weather, so everything is for you. By the way, in my background you can see the port of Murmansk. Our port remains without ice all year round due to the warm North Atlantic current. It is a place for fishing and navigation. There, the Lenin nuclear-powered icebreaker is based. It was officially decommissioned in 1989 and now it is a museum. Very interesting, absolutely worth visiting. So if you are in Murmansk, make sure you visit the Lenin nuclear-powered icebreaker. We are standing next to the most popular monument in Murmansk. It has a very long official name, the Monument to the Defenders of the Soviet Arctic during the Great Patriotic War. But we simply call it Alyosha, and there are two theories explaining why. The first one is that Alyosha is a short variant of the name Alexei, that means the defender in Greek. And the second theory is that the Murmansk citizens simply wanted to give a homely, pleasant name to an unknown, nameless warrior, and they chose Alyosha. So Alyosha is very popular among Murmansk citizens and among tourists because here we have probably the most amazing city view. An interesting fact, the initial name of Murmansk was Romanov on Murman. Murmansk was the last city to be founded in the Russian Empire, and so firstly it was named after the imperial Russian dynasty of Romanovs. But then after February Revolution it was given its present name. Murmansk is very far from the equator. However, there is a popular belief that if we could connect all the rivers of the Kola Peninsula, they would be longer than the equator. It's hard to believe and even hard to prove because it's simply difficult to count all the rivers of the Murmansk region, so numerous they are. During the polar night you have a chance to witness a beautiful phenomenon, the Northern Lights. Every year, thousands of tourists stream to Murmansk to see them. The Northern Lights hunting starts in September and ends in April. So if you haven't seen the Northern Lights yet, come to Murmansk. By the way, in my background you can see the lighthouse, a memorial symbolizing that the sailors are always waited by their families. There is no tramway or metro in Murmansk, but we have the northernmost trolleybus route in the world that is included in the Guinness Book of World Records. We are standing next to Lake Semyonovska. Two indigenous nations live in the Murmansk region, Saami and Pomors. And according to the legend, Lake Semyonovska was named after Saami Semyon, who lived and fished there long before the city of Murmansk was founded. Here on Lake Semyonovska we have a small amusement park, a fountain, you can sail on boats here, ride a bike, have a walk, spend time with your family and children, do sports and have a picnic, for example. We really like this place, so if you're in Murmansk, make sure you visit Lake Semyonovska. So guys, this is it. Thank you very much for this walk. I hope that you've enjoyed it, and after watching this video you will definitely visit Murmansk. Thank you very much and stay with Barents Connection. Goodbye.
Hello everyone, my name is Maxim Shashov and I'm young artist. I'm going to tell you some facts about Arkhangelsk today. Biggest wooden house. It is not surprising that world's only wooden skyscraper appeared in Arkhangelsk region, where people know how to build various wooden houses. In the early 19th of the last century, the local industrialists built a 13-floor wooden house in Salombola, which almost got into a Guinness Book of Records. But the quarry declared the construction illegal, since private wooden buildings higher than 2 floors are prohibited. The house was dismantled to the 4th floor and then it burned down completely in a fire. Archangelsk port became the most important point for more than 200 polar research expeditions of the 19th and 20th centuries, including the expedition of Sedov, Brusilov, Rusanov, Schmid, Pachtusov, Kolchak, and so on. The Archangelsk port has played a huge role for Russia since its foundation. Once about 50% of all goods that arrived in our country by sea passed through it. But Peter first forbade the city to trade many of them, so that Archangelsk would not compete with St. Petersburg, which was built by him after the Northern War. And during the Great Patriotic War, help from the European allies came to the USSR mainly through the Archangelsk port. Russian tricolor homeland. The first shipyard in Russia appeared in Solombola in 17th century. Peter I personally laid the foundation for the ship St. Pavel, the first Russian merchant ship, and this was the beginning of the state shipbuilding in Russia. There was a solemn descent at the Solombola shipyard, and the king himself chopped down its supports. St. Pavel went abroad with the goods. It is notable that it was on the ship that the Russian tricolor was the first raised, therefore some historians called Archangelsk Russian tricolor homeland. European diamond deposit. The Archangelsk region has the largest diamond mining platform in the European part of Russia. The total cost of mineral deposits is estimated at about 200 billion rubles. It was opened at mid-80s of the last century. Active development started at 1999. The field is located just 130 kilometers from Archangelsk. The largest diamond in the entire history of mining was mined in August 2010. The weight of this diamond was 10 grams. Northernmost drawbridge in the world. The construction of the rail bridge over the Severnaya Dvina, connecting the center of Archangelsk and left bank of the river, began in 1958 and was completed in 1964. Bridge length is 1094 meters. The bridge is raised for the passage of tall ships, usually from 2:30 to 5 a.m. The bridge is considered the northernmost drawbridge in the world. The official name is Severodvinsky Bridge, but among the citizens it received the name Old, and as opposed to the new bridge built across Krasnoflotsky Island. Two artists, Valentin Serov and Konstantin Korovin, at the suggestion of Sava Mamontov, made a trip to the White Sea. Both of them was very impressed by Archangelsk and painted several pictures. In the period from mid-July to the end of September, they visited Northern Dvina, Novaya Zemlya, and Northern Norway. It was cold, hands were freezing, sometimes the colors even froze. Due to bad weather, the artists were unable to visit Solovki, but on the whole, the trip shocked the artist. They deemed northern nature forced artists to look for special color solutions. The nose struck with unusual complex color transitions, a special effect of light on the texture of object. It was necessary to write quickly because lighting could change at any moment, the artist wrote. Solovetsky Islands are included in UNESCO World Heritage. On the Solovetsky Islands, the monks laid out a botanical garden in which more than 700 species of different plants grow. This garden is located about 100 kilometers from the Arctic Circle, and for more than 150 years this collection has been formed. The plants have acclimatized in the northern conditions. Even Japanese sakura has taken root here. Some time ago, Prince Charles visited this garden and even planted a fir in it.
At the streets of Syktyvkar, it is possible to hear a lot of different languages, but two main ones are Komi and Russian. Most Komi people are bilingual and know both those languages. They are scripted Cyrillic but sounds absolutely different, even for Russian ears. All streets have names in both languages, as much as administrative buildings and official papers like birth certificates. Interesting that the word Syktyvkar is translated into Komi, the old Russian name of a city, Uсть-Sisolsk, whereas Syktyv is a name of the river and Kar word for the city. The cultural life of Syktyvkar is bright and intensive. Museums, theaters, concert halls, libraries and cinemas are working daily, and everyone could find something interesting for going out every evening. Also, the biggest city festivals and celebrations are held in Syktyvkar. Most important of them is New Year party, where a lot of citizens like to go together with their families and friends and spend time on the main Stefan Square. Komi has an interesting religious tradition. Officially, Komi was turned to Orthodox Christianity in 14th century by Stefan Permsky, missionary and baptizer of the Komi nation. The main city temple was named after him, but people of Syktyvkar still keep syncretic tradition in everyday life. For example, on Soviet buildings you can still see ornaments with symbolic reindeer horns or solar signs that should bring you luck and wealth. Syktyvkar has always been interesting for travelers and researchers. Vasily Kandinsky was here on an ethnographical expedition and left Komi with the idea to become an artist. Daily life, with traditional arts and crafts, specific wooden architecture and traditional cuisine would be interesting for everyone who will visit the city. History and culture here become a part of the city environment, an attraction. The true natural beauty gives an inspiration to the citizens being creative and hardworking. Of course, Syktyvkar has an industry, but it's surrounded of an area which is full of animals, mushrooms and berries, whereas air are clean and fresh. Picking mushrooms and berries is the oldest tradition in Komi. People of Syktyvkar are talented. For example, here lives the leader of a band, the Gurishankar, which is world-famous music project. The album of that band, Second Hands, became the first selling album of the Canadian label Unicorn Digital in 2007 and took first line in old world prog hit parades for a few months.
How can a man know which of us should die? Why don't they know the danger of what they're doing? Feeding us a construct, masquerade and lie. Why don't they know the danger of what they're doing? Making the real world unreal. Why don't they know the danger of what they're doing? to stand appraised, making the real world unreal, making the real world What is a maxim when freedom is a war, offering options to zero chance at all?
Sisala is the main river of Syktyvkar. In the middle of it is an island Zarechye, which is a part of the city. This area is connected to the city only by pontoon bridge during the summer and winter. Between seasons, there is a boat that brings people from one side to another. In old times, there was only a boat station, and after war, it became a home for 50 German prisoners of war. Now, it's just a calm city area, which is partly flooding in springs.